The child in the fire. The forest was burning. Flames climbed the tall trees like hungry beasts. Smoke covered the sky. The air felt heavy and hot. Ash fell like black snow. The ground shook again. Far above the fire, large metal airships moved slowly through the red sky. Their engines roared like angry thunder. On their sides was the symbol of the Dragon Hunter army. Tonight was not a battle. It was a hunt. Soldiers in dark armor marched through the forest. Their boots crushed broken branches and burned leaves. Crossbows were ready. Long spears shined in the firelight. "Spread out," their captain shouted. "Find the nest. The queen's bloodline must end tonight." They were not looking for treasure. They were looking for a child. Hidden under a fallen tree, beneath smoke and broken branches, something small was shaking. A little dragon. It was no bigger than a large dog. Its scales were dark silver, but they were scratched and dirty. One wing was hurt. It could not open it fully. Its small chest moved fast as it tried to breathe through the smoke. Its golden eyes were wide, but it did not cry. It did not roar. It did not call for its mother. It already knew. No one was coming. Hours earlier, the sky had been full of dragons. Big ones. Powerful ones. They fought in the air against the hunter airships. Fire and lightning had filled the clouds. The little dragon had watched from a nest. It had seen its mother rise into the sky. It had seen her never return. Now the forest was silent, except for boots and fire. A soldier stepped closer to the fallen tree. He stopped. He saw small claw marks on the ground. "Captain," he called. "I found tracks." The captain walked over. He looked down and smiled under his metal mask. "It's close," he said. "The last royal hatchling." Royal. The little dragon did not understand that word. It only understood fear. It tried to move deeper under the tree, but pain shot through its wing. It made a small sound, barely more than a breath. The captain heard it. He slowly lifted his crossbow. "End it," he said calmly, just as he pulled back the string. A loud explosion shook the ground. Everyone turned. From the smoke, another group of soldiers appeared. But these were not hunters. Their armor was different, plain steel, scratched and old. They were human soldiers. One of them stepped forward. He removed his helmet. He looked tired. His face was dirty. There was dried blood on his cheek. A long scar crossed his jaw. His name did not matter. He was just a man. "What are you doing here?" the hunter captain demanded. "This forest is under human protection now," the man said. His voice was calm but firm. The captain laughed. "We have royal orders. Step aside." The man's eyes moved past the captain. He saw the fallen tree. He saw the small movement beneath it. For a moment, everything felt quiet. The world slowed down. He had fought dragons before. He had seen cities burn. He had lost friends in dragon fire. He should have felt anger. He should have felt hate. Instead, he saw something else. He saw a child. Small. Hurt. Alone. The little dragon looked back at him. Their eyes met. The dragon tried to growl, but the sound was weak. It tried to show its tiny teeth. It wanted to look strong. The man slowly removed his sword from his belt. The hunter smiled. "Good," the captain said. "You remember your duty." The man walked toward the fallen tree. Step by step, the little dragon closed its eyes. It was ready. This was the end. The man raised his sword. There was a long pause. Then, the sword fell, but not toward the dragon. It dropped to the ground. Clang. The sound echoed in the fire. Before anyone understood what was happening, the man stepped over the fallen tree, and he knelt. He turned his back to the dragon, and he spread his arms slightly, shielding it with his body. For a second, no one moved. The hunters stared in shock. "What are you doing?" the captain shouted. The man did not look back. "It's just a child," he said quietly. The captain's face twisted with anger. "That thing will grow into a monster." The man answered without fear. "Not tonight." "Shoot him," the captain ordered. Crossbows fired. Arrows flew through the burning air. The little dragon opened its eyes just as the man leaned lower, covering it fully. Arrows struck his armor. One pierced his shoulder. Another hit his side. He did not move. He did not scream. More arrows came. He stayed there. The dragon felt something warm fall on its scales. Blood. But the man did not fall. He stayed like a wall between death and a child that never asked for help. Through smoke and fire, their eyes met again. The dragon did not understand humans. It did not understand war. But in that moment, it understood one thing. This human was protecting it. Not for power, not for reward, just because it was small. The captain reloaded his crossbow. "This ends now," he growled. He aimed carefully at the man's head. The forest felt silent. The fire crackled softly. The little dragon slowly pressed closer to the man's back. For the first time that night, it was not alone. The captain pulled the trigger, and everything changed. The enemy of his own kind. The arrow never reached his head. A sudden blast of fire exploded in the air. Not from the sky, not from a dragon, from the ground. The fire hit the arrow mid-air and burned it to ash. Everyone froze. The hunter captain stepped back. "That's impossible," he whispered. Behind the kneeling man, under his bleeding body, something small was glowing. The little dragon's eyes were no longer afraid. They were burning, not with rage, with instinct. A thin line of golden fire escaped its mouth. Weak, shaking, but real. It had never breathed fire before. Until now. The man looked down slowly. The dragon was still pressed against his back. Its tiny claws were holding his armor. It was protecting him. The hunters reacted fast. "Kill them both," the captain shouted. More arrows flew. This time, the man grabbed his fallen sword. He stood up, even with blood running down his side. He turned, not as a soldier, not as a hunter, but as a shield. Arrows hit his armor again. One cut his face. He did not stop. The dragon tried to stand, but its injured wing failed. It roared, but the roar was small. Still, the forest answered. From far away, deep inside the smoke, something moved. Heavy footsteps. The hunter captain's voice lost some confidence. "Retreat formation," he ordered. The ground shook. Then silence. Then, a deep sound echoed through the burning forest. Not loud, not fast, but powerful. The captain's eyes widened. "That sound," one hunter whispered. "It can't be," but it was not a giant dragon. Not yet. From the smoke came 3 large shadows. Not dragons. Humans. Rebel soldiers. The same armor as the wounded man. They formed a wall around him. One of them spoke calmly. "We warned you. This land is not yours." The hunter captain's jaw tightened. "You would betray your own race for a beast." The wounded man answered before anyone else. It did not attack. It did not beg. It was just trying to survive. The captain stared at him like he was insane. "You think it will remember your kindness?" The man did not look away. "I don't care." Silence fell again. The fire was dying slowly now. Ash floated between them. For a long moment, no one moved. Then the hunter captain lowered his weapon. "This is not over," he said coldly. "The king will hear of this." He turned. The hunters slowly pulled back into the smoke. But before leaving, the captain looked once more at the little dragon. "You saved it tonight," he said softly, "but you signed your own death." Then they disappeared. Only crackling fire remained. The wounded man dropped to one knee. His friends caught him before he fell. "You are bleeding badly," one soldier said. He ignored it. His eyes searched behind him. The little dragon was still there, still watching him, still not running away. Slowly, carefully it moved closer. The rebel soldiers raised their weapons. "Wait," the wounded man whispered. The dragon stopped in front of him, close enough to touch, close enough to burn him. It lifted its small head. Its golden eyes studied his face. It saw pain. It saw blood. It saw no fear. The man slowly removed one glove. Very slowly. Every soldier held their breath. He stretched out his bare hand. The dragon could burn it in 1 second. It did not. Instead, it lowered its head slightly. Not fully, just enough. The man's hand touched its scales. Warm, alive, real. In that moment, something invisible changed. Not in the forest, not in the war. Inside them, a bond. One soldier broke the silence. "You know what this means, right?" The wounded man nodded. "Yes. You can never go back." He looked at the small dragon again, the creature that should have been his enemy. "I know." Far away, high above the clouds, in a black stone tower, a massive ancient dragon opened one glowing eye. It felt something, a royal bloodline, still alive, and something else, a human scent. Its deep voice rumbled inside the mountain. "A human protects the air." The mountain walls cracked slightly. This world grows strange. Back in the forest, the little dragon suddenly looked up at the sky. It felt it too. Danger. Old. Ancient. Watching. The wounded man followed its gaze. "What is it?" he whispered. The dragon made a soft, low sound. Not fear. Warning. The rebel leader stepped forward. "We cannot stay here. The king will send more soldiers. Stronger ones." He looked at the dragon carefully. If that creature is truly royal. He did not finish the sentence. He didn't need to. The wounded man slowly stood, even through pain. The little dragon stepped beside him. Not behind him. Beside him. The soldier gave a weak smile. "Well," he said quietly, "I guess we are both hunted now." In the distance, thunder rolled across a clear sky. But there were no clouds. And somewhere far beyond human lands, something ancient had begun to move. The blood that should not lie. The night was too quiet. No wind. No insects. No sound of animals. Only footsteps. The wounded soldier walked slowly through the dead forest. His armor was cracked. Blood had dried on his side. But he did not complain. The little dragon walked beside him. Not behind. Not hiding. Beside him. The rebel soldiers stayed alert. Weapons ready. Eyes scanning the darkness. Something was wrong. The forest felt empty. One soldier whispered, "We are being watched." No one answered. Because they all felt it. Then, the dragon stopped. Its body became still. Its golden eyes turned toward the trees. A low sound came from its throat. Not fear. Not anger. Recognition. From the shadows, a hooded figure stepped forward. Old. Thin. Walking with a wooden staff. The soldiers aimed immediately. "Stop right there," one shouted. The hooded figure raised empty hands. "I am not your enemy." His voice was old but strong. The wounded soldier studied him carefully. "Who are you?" he asked. The old man slowly removed his hood. His eyes were not normal. They were silver. Bright. Ancient. "I have waited many years for this night," the old man said. The soldiers tightened their grip. The little dragon stepped forward. It stared at the old man. The old man slowly bowed. Not to the human. To the dragon. The soldiers gasped. "What are you doing?" one whispered. The old man spoke softly. "You stand before the last royal blood of the sky, flame line." Silence. The wounded soldier frowned. "Royal?" he asked. The old man nodded. "Yes. Not just any dragon." He looked at the small creature carefully. "This one carries the first fire." The air suddenly felt heavy. The dragon blinked slowly. It did not understand the words, but it felt their weight. The rebel leader stepped forward. "Explain." "Now." The old man planted his staff into the ground. "Long ago," he said, "dragons were not monsters. They were guardians. They protected balance. They protected the sky. But something changed. A dragon named Valthor. The Black Flame. He wanted power, not balance. He turned dragons against humans. He started the Great War. The soldiers listened in silence. Valthor killed any dragon who refused him," the old man continued. "Except one." The wounded soldier already knew the answer. "The queen," he said. The old man nodded slowly. "She hid her egg." He looked at the small dragon. "She died protecting it." The forest seemed colder. The little dragon looked at the ground. Something inside it moved. A memory. Fire. A roar. A warm wing wrapping around it. Gone. The wounded soldier's jaw tightened. "So this child," the old man finished his sentence, "is the true heir of the sky flame." Thunder rolled across the sky again, this time closer. One soldier shook his head. "If the Black Flame Dragon learns this..." The old man's eyes darkened. He already knows. Silence exploded through the group. The dragon suddenly lifted its head. Its body stiffened. Far above the clouds, two massive red eyes opened. Watching. Waiting. The old man spoke in a low voice. "Royal blood calls to ancient power." The moment this child breathed fire, Valthor felt it. The wounded soldier looked at the little dragon. It was no longer just something he protected. It was something the world wanted dead, or controlled. The rebel leader cursed under his breath. "The king hunts it. The hunters hunt it. And now an ancient dragon hunts it." "Yes," the old man said calmly. And that is not the worst part. Everyone looked at him. The old man stepped closer to the wounded soldier. You touched the royal blood. The soldier frowned. So, the old man's voice lowered. The first fire does not bond easily. The soldier's heartbeat slowed. What you saying? The little dragon moved closer to him again. Not scared. Certain. The old man spoke clearly. It chose you. Silence. The rebel soldiers exchanged looks. That's impossible, one said. Dragons do not bond with humans. The old man looked at the dragon again. This one just did. The wounded soldier stared at the small creature. The dragon stared back. No fear. No hate. Trust. Then suddenly, the ground shook violently. Birds burst out of distant trees. The sky darkened in seconds. A deep roar rolled across the land. Not near, but powerful enough to freeze blood. The old man whispered one name. Valthor. The little dragon's scales began to glow faint gold. Its small claws dug into the earth. It did not run. It did not hide. It stood. The wounded soldier stepped beside it. Again, not in front. Beside. The old man looked at them both. His silver eyes shone brighter. The world is about to burn again. Lightning cracked across the sky. Far away, above the mountains, a massive shadow moved between clouds. Hunting. And for the first time in many years. Hope at a heartbeat. Small. Injured. But alive. The king's order. The royal horn echoed across the capital. One long note. Cold. Final. Inside the stone throne room, silence filled the air. The human king stood from his throne. His armor was polished gold. His crown was heavy. His eyes were not kind. They say a soldier betrayed us, he said calmly. No one answered. They say he protects the last dragon heir. The room felt colder. A general stepped forward. Yes, your majesty. Witnesses confirm it. The king walked down the stone steps slowly. Then hear my command. His voice grew sharp. From this moment, that man is no longer human. The court froze. He is an enemy of the crown. The king turned toward the commanders. Bring me his head, and bring me the dragon alive. A pause. If alive is not possible. His face hardened. Burn everything. Far away, deep in the broken forest, the wounded soldier felt a strange chill. He did not know the king had spoken, but the air felt different. Heavy. The old man with silver eyes walked beside him. The rebel soldiers moved carefully. The little dragon stayed close. Too close. It no longer hid behind trees. It no longer trembled at small sounds. It watched, learning, growing. They reached an old stone ruin near the mountains. Broken walls, fallen towers, forgotten place. We rest here, the rebel leader said. The soldier sat down slowly. His wounds had reopened. Blood stained his side again. The little dragon noticed. It moved closer. Its small nose touched his armor. Warm air brushed against his chest. The soldier gave a weak smile. I'm fine, he whispered. The dragon made a soft sound. Not convinced. Night came fast. Too fast. Clouds covered the moon. No stars. The old man stood on the highest broken wall, looking at the sky. They moved quickly, he said quietly. Below, the rebel leader frowned. Ooh. The answer came before he could repeat it. Torches. Hundreds of them. Moving through the trees like a river of fire. Not dragon hunters this time. Royal soldiers. And something else. Huge metal machines rolled between them. Tall iron towers on wheels. Dragon killers. Long chains. Giant spears. Heavy cannons. The rebel soldiers cursed. They brought war, one whispered. The wounded soldier stood slowly. The little dragon stepped beside him again. Always beside him now. The rebel leader grabbed his arm. You cannot fight them in this state. The soldier looked at the approaching fire. If we run, they chase. If we hide, they burn the mountains. His jaw tightened. We end here. The old man climbed down calmly. No, he said softly. This is not the true danger. As if the world wanted to prove him right. The sky cracked open. A deep roar exploded from above. Not like before. Closer. Louder. Stronger. The torches below stopped moving. The royal soldiers looked up. Even they felt fear now. Through the thick clouds, something massive moved. Two red eyes opened in the sky. Valthor, the black flame. His voice rolled like thunder. Royal blood, I smell you. The little dragon froze. Its body trembled, not from fear, from power. Its scales began to glow brighter than before. Gold light pushed against the darkness. The wounded soldier stepped forward. The rebel leader shouted, "Are you insane?" But the soldier did not move back. The dragon looked up at the sky. Its small body looked tiny compared to the massive shadow above. Valthor laughed. A deep, cruel sound. A hatchling dares to stand? The dragon took one step forward. Its injured wings shook, but did not kneel. The soldier stood beside it. Again, not in front, beside. Valthor noticed. His voice lowered. A human stands with royal flame? The clouds twisted violently. This world truly has gone mad. Below, the king's soldiers realized something terrible. They were not here to capture a dragon. They were standing between two forces older than their kingdom. The old man whispered to the soldier, "It begins." The wounded soldier tightened his grip on his sword. The little dragon's golden light spread wider now. The ground cracked under its small claws. Not because it was strong, but because something ancient inside it was waking. Valthor's eyes narrowed. "You carry her fire," he growled, "and you stand with a human." The dragon did not roar. It did not scream. It simply stared back, unmoving, unbending. The wind began to circle the ruins. Royal soldiers panicked. Some ran. Some dropped their weapons. The rebel leader looked at the soldier one last time. "This is bigger than us now." The soldier nodded. Yes. Above them, Valthor opened his massive wings. The sky turned completely black. "Then let the world watch," the ancient dragon thundered. "Let it see what happens when hope refuses to die." Lightning struck the mountain. The ruins shook violently. The little dragon stepped forward one more time, and for the first time, it spoke. One single word. Clear. Strong. Enough. The entire battlefield fell silent. Even Valthor paused, because the voice that came from the small body was not small at all. The fire that remembers. Enough. The word did not echo. It pressed. It pushed against the sky. Even the storm hesitated. The small dragon stood on broken stone, golden light moving slowly across its scales like living fire. The ancient dragon Valthor stared down from the clouds. For the first time, he did not laugh. Below, royal soldiers trembled. Some fell to their knees. The air was too heavy to breathe. The wounded soldier stood beside the dragon. His sword felt small now. Useless. This was no longer a battle of steel. This was something older. Valthor's voice rolled across the mountain. "You speak with her tone." The little dragon did not look away. Its voice came again, stronger. "You killed her." The sky cracked with red lightning. Valthor's eyes burned brighter. She was weak. The dragon's golden light flared suddenly. The ruins shook. "No," it said. "She chose peace." The wind exploded outward. Stones lifted from the ground. Fire circled the dragon's small body. Memories rushed through its mind. A warm wing. A soft voice. A promise. The first fire does not burn for war. It burns to protect. The wounded soldier felt the heat, but it did not harm him. The dragon's fire moved around him, not against him. Valthor noticed. His voice darkened. The bond. The old man with silver eyes whispered from behind. "It has begun." Valthor growled. "Break it." He dove from the clouds. The sky split as his massive body came down like a falling mountain. Royal soldiers screamed and ran. The rebel leader shouted orders, but no one could hear him. Valthor landed beyond the ruins, shaking the earth. His body was huge, black scales like iron, wings wider than towers. His red eyes locked on the small golden dragon. "You will kneel," Valthor commanded. The little dragon did not move. The wounded soldier stepped forward slightly. Valthor's gaze shifted to him. "You again," the ancient dragon rumbled. "Small human, you stand where giants fall." The soldier's voice was weak from blood loss, but steady. "It does not stand alone." Valthor's lips pulled back, showing teeth like swords. "Humans destroyed our skies." The soldier answered quietly. "And dragons burned our cities." A pause. The storm slowed. The little dragon spoke softly. This ends with me. Golden light burst from its body. Not wild, not out of control. Focused. The first fire awakened fully. Ancient symbols formed in the air around the dragon. Marks of old dragon kings. Lost language of flame. The old man fell to one knee. I have not seen this in centuries. Valthor stepped back slightly. Just slightly. Because he remembered those symbols. They cannot choose a hatchling, he growled. They already did, the dragon answered. The golden fire rose higher, forming wings of light behind the small body. Not physical wings. Spirit wings. Behind it, faint shapes appeared in the sky. Huge. Transparent. Ancient dragons made of golden flame. Watching. Guarding. Valthor's anger cracked into something else. Fear. The wounded soldier stared at the sight. He felt something move through his chest. Heat, but not burning. Strength. The dragon turned its head toward him. Their eyes met. No words, but understanding. The golden fire moved from the dragon. Into him. Lines of light ran across his broken armor. His wounds stopped bleeding. The pain faded. The rebel soldiers stared in shock. The old man whispered. The guardian bond. The soldier felt power fill his body. Not to control. Not to rule. To protect. Valthor roared in rage. This is wrong. He launched forward, jaws open. The small dragon leaped into the air. But this time, it did not look small. Golden flame exploded around it, forming a larger shape of pure fire. For a moment, it looked like the queen herself flying again. Valthor's jaws snapped shut on empty air. The dragon moved faster now, not stronger in size, stronger in purpose. It struck Valthor's side with a blast of golden fire. The mountain cracked. Black scales burned. Valthor screamed. The sound shook valleys miles away. Below, the king's army watched in terror. They had come to hunt a child. They were witnessing a legend reborn. The wounded soldier, no, the guardian, stood tall now. Golden light reflected in his eyes. He was no longer just a man, but he was still human, and that mattered. Valthor rose into the sky again, wounded but furious. This is not over, he roared. He vanished into the storm clouds. The sky slowly cleared. Silence returned to the ruins. The golden spirit dragons faded. The small dragon gently landed on broken stone. Its light dimmed. It looked smaller again, tired. The guardian rushed forward and caught it as it stumbled. The dragon looked up at him. Not powerful, not ancient, just a child again, but different, awake. The old man walked closer, eyes shining. The first fire remembers who it is, he said softly. The rebel leader looked at the guardian. The king will not stop now. The guardian nodded. I know. The little dragon rested its head against his chest. Far beyond the mountains, in deep darkness, Valthor watched from the clouds. Wounded, angry, but smiling. Good, he whispered. Grow stronger. His red eyes narrowed. So you are worth killing. The wind carried his voice away, and across the land, people began to whisper about golden fire, about a human who stood beside a dragon, about hope. And hope was dangerous. When the sky chose a side, the kingdom did not sleep. News spread like wildfire. A golden dragon, a human glowing with flame, an ancient black shadow wounded in the sky. The king did not shout. He did not panic. He simply gave one order. Prepare the sky spears. Deep under the capital, chains moved. Giant weapons were pulled from the earth. Weapons built long ago, not to fight dragons, to erase them. Far away in the mountain ruins, the guardian felt something change. The air tasted sharp. Metal, oil, war. The little dragon was quiet that night. No fire, no glow. It sat at the edge of the cliff, watching the horizon. The guardian walked to it slowly. You feel it too, he said. The dragon nodded once. Simple, calm. Storm clouds began forming again, but not from Valthor. From the capital. The old man with silver eyes stepped beside them. The king fears what he cannot control, he said. The rebel leader joined them. Scouts report movement. Massive weapons heading this way. The guardian closed his eyes for a moment. If we run, they follow. If we hide, they burn villages until we come out. Silence. The dragon finally spoke. Then we ended. Its voice was clearer now, older than before. The guardian looked at it carefully. You are still young. The dragon's golden eyes met his. So are you. Before he could answer, the sky screamed. A massive iron spear tore through the clouds. It burned red as it fell. Not toward the dragon, toward the mountain. Impact. The explosion shattered half the ruins. Fire and stone flew everywhere. Rebel soldiers were thrown across the ground. The guardian shielded the dragon as rocks rained down. Another spear came, then another. The king's sky spears, each one powerful enough to kill a full-grown dragon. The mountain began to collapse. Below, the royal army marched forward behind giant shield towers. The king rode at the center, cold, watching. He raised his hand. Fire again. The dragon stepped forward. Golden light began building inside its chest. But the old man grabbed the guardian's arm. If it releases full power now, it will burn itself alive. The guardian looked at the dragon. It was pushing too much, too fast. For him, for everyone. Another spear fell. The guardian made his choice. He ran forward, not away, toward the army. The rebel leader shouted his name, but he did not stop. Golden lines flared across his armor. The bond answered his will. He lifted his sword. But this time, the sword was fire. When the next sky spear fell, he jumped, a human, jumping toward a weapon made to kill dragons. He struck the spear midair. Golden fire exploded across the sky. The spear shattered. Fragments rained like stars. The army froze. The king stood slowly. The guardian landed hard, blood running from his mouth now. Too much power. Too fast. But he stood. The dragon watched him. And something inside it broke. Not weakness. Limit. It roared. Not small. Not gentle. The roar of the first fire. The golden spirit dragons appeared again behind it, stronger this time. Clearer. Ancient kings of flame. The ground split under its claws. The dragon rose into the air. But not as a child. Golden fire wrapped around its body. Not making it larger. Making it true. Valther's shadow appeared high above, watching silently. The king ordered all spears to fire at once. The sky filled with falling iron. The dragon looked at the guardian. He looked back. No fear. No regret. The dragon turned upward. Golden fire erupted in a massive wave. Not wild. Controlled. The wave hit the falling spears. One by one, they melted. Not exploded. Melted. Like snow under sunlight. The army fell back in terror. The king's face finally changed. Fear. The dragon hovered above the battlefield, glowing like a second sun. Its voice echoed across the valley. This war ends now. The guardian dropped to one knee. The power had drained him. The old man rushed to him. You push beyond human limits. The guardian gave a weak smile. Good thing I'm not alone. Above, Valthor finally spoke from the clouds. You grow fast, little flame. His tone was no longer mocking. It was measuring. The dragon faced the ancient black shadow. I will not be you. Valthor's eyes narrowed. Then you will fight me. The dragon answered calmly. Yes. The king shouted orders, but no one moved. Because something had changed. The sky itself felt divided. Black storm clouds on one side. Golden fire on the other. The world was choosing. And for the first time, humans were not sure which side they were on. The guardian forced himself to stand again. He looked at the dragon above him. Not as a weapon. Not as a monster. But as hope. The dragon descended slowly, landing beside him. The battlefield was silent. Valthor's voice faded into the distance. Prepare yourself. The storm retreated. For now. The king slowly lowered his hand. This was no longer his war to command. The guardian placed his hand gently against the dragon's scales. We finish this together. The dragon nodded. Together. And far beyond the mountains. The ancient black flame began gathering its full strength. The final sky would soon burn. The world that chose hope. The sky was silent. Too silent. No wind. No birds. No sound of soldiers. The battlefield from yesterday was empty now. Burned earth. Melted iron. Broken pride. The king had pulled his army back. Not in defeat. In fear. High above the mountains, dark clouds twisted slowly. Valthor was coming. Not hiding. Not watching. Coming. The Guardian stood at the edge of the highest cliff. His armor was cracked. His body still weak. But he did not step back. Beside him stood the small dragon. No longer trembling. No longer confused. It looked at the sky calmly. The old man with silver eyes spoke quietly behind them. This will decide everything. The rebel soldiers waited below. Not ready, but willing. The air suddenly grew heavy. Then, the clouds exploded apart. Valthor descended. Massive. Terrifying. His wings covered the sun. His black scales looked like moving shadows. When he landed, mountains shook. His red eyes locked onto the golden dragon. "You have grown," he said. The little dragon stepped forward. "Yes." Valthor's gaze moved to the Guardian. "And you still breathe." The Guardian answered calmly. "So do you." A small smile formed on Valthor's face. "Good." He spread his wings wide. "This ends now." Without warning, he attacked. Black fire tore through the air. The Guardian pushed the dragon aside and raised his flaming sword. Golden and black fire collided. The explosion shattered stone for miles. The little dragon launched into the sky. Golden flame surrounded its body. This time, it did not look small at all. Not because it changed size, because it changed presence. It flew straight at Valthor. They crashed in the sky. Fire against fire. Black lightning struck golden flame. Each hit shook the clouds. Below, humans and rebels watched in silence. Even the king had come to see, because this was no longer about kingdoms. It was about the future. Valthor slammed the small dragon into the mountain. Stone broke. Dust filled the sky. "You are still a child," Valthor roared. The dragon rose again. "Yes," it answered, "but I remember." Golden symbols burned brighter around it. The spirit dragons appeared once more, stronger than ever. They did not attack. They stood behind the small dragon like a wall of ancestors. Valthor hesitated. For the first time, he stepped back. The dragon spoke clearly. "You taught dragons to rule by fear." Its golden eyes shined brighter. "I choose something else." It dove again, not with rage, with purpose. Valthor unleashed full black flame. The sky turned dark. The Guardian knew what was about to happen. Too much power. Too much fire. The mountain would not survive. Neither would the dragon. He made his choice. Again, he ran toward the center of the battlefield. He raised both hands. Golden fire answered him, not as a weapon, as a shield. The bond burned brighter than ever before. He screamed, not in pain, in will. The golden fire expanded outward, surrounding both dragons in a dome of light. Black and gold flames collided inside it, but the shield held. The Guardian fell to his knees. Blood poured from his mouth. The old man shouted, "You cannot hold that much." The Guardian whispered through pain, "I don't need to win." He looked at the dragon. "I just need time." Inside the dome, the little dragon faced Valthor directly. No armies. No mountains. Just them. "You are strong," Valthor growled. "Yes," the dragon answered. "But not alone." The golden spirit dragons moved. Not attacking, joining. Their fire merged into the small dragon. Not making it bigger, making it complete. The first fire awakened fully. Pure, ancient, balanced. Valthor felt it, and he understood. This was not war fire. This was origin fire. The kind that created skies. The kind that ends tyrants. The golden dragon released one final blast. Not explosive, not wild. A focused beam of pure light. It struck Valthor directly in the chest. His black flame shattered. His wings broke apart like smoke. His roar faded into silence. And then, he was gone. Not destroyed in anger. Erased in balance. The dome of fire vanished. The Guardian collapsed. The small dragon landed beside him. The sky cleared. Blue, for the first time in years. Humans slowly stepped forward. The king removed his crown. He looked at the dragon, at the human who protected it. He said nothing, because there was nothing left to command. The little dragon gently touched its head to the Guardian's chest. His breathing was weak, but alive. The old man smiled softly. The world has changed. Days later, No more sky spears. No more dragon hunts. The golden dragon did not rule. It did not demand. It simply flew across the sky. A guardian. The human walked beside it whenever it landed. Scarred, but standing. People began to tell a story. Not about war. Not about kings. About a small dragon that did not ask for help. And a human who gave it anyway. And because of that single choice, the sky chose hope.